Hello, I've cut a piece of cardboard to kind of fill that gap there. I had all fancy ideas of trying to get all fancy schmancy with it round here, but to be honest, I think it'll be best to just cut a piece of metal, get it into place, weld it in, and then just form it, bash it in to fit down that area there, and then just weld it after the event. Then just weld it. I might just need to finesse that little bit there and add a little bit on there. It's a little bit short there, look. So I need to put a little bit extra on there and take a little bit off there. I suppose I could try and get it behind there. Might go. Yeah, it might be better to do it like that. Okay. Leave it with me then. I'll cut this out of a piece of metal, kind of fold it up and see how we get on. And I think I'm just going to have to weld down this edge here. Oh, I can plug weld through there. I can drill some holes there and plug weld it onto the sill. Yeah, I've got a little bit of an anomaly here where I've got to go that side of that metal but this side of this metal. Okay, righto, let me try and sort it out. Back in a bit. Hello. Right, I've made a little piece of metal and I've kind of got it offered into place. Yeah. On reflection, maybe I should have trimmed that down a bit, but I have trimmed this piece of metal quite close to it. Yeah, I don't think I can do that. Okay, so it is what it is. I can get all the way around. I'm going to try and do some plug welds here on the inside, which I think I can do okay at the lower ones, but I'm not sure about the upper ones. So I can get at least 2 plug welds in down there at the bottom. Okay, right. And this edge here will have to be trimmed to meet the sill when I offer the sill on. I took the sill off. So I think I can have a go at welding that on now. Back in a little bit. Hello, right, I've spent a little bit of time welding that. I've got a bead running up there. What actually looks like a fairly decent row of stitches running across. A couple of blobs where there was a bit more of a gap. And I tried to put some little bits down there just to back up the plug welds. There's plug welds there. But, hey. It's as good as you're going to get. Right, okay. That's good then. I'll grind that off then, and then I will offer the sill and then just trim this edge, maybe just put a little fold on the edge to fit the sill. Okay, that's not bad though, really, I suppose. Back in a bit. Hello. I've welded a piece of metal onto the return edge of that sill to make it a little bit wider, so I can trim that off now to a reasonable shape. I also, what did I want to do? I also wanted to kind of fill this gap here. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to achieve that. Let me trim it off to width first. I think that'll be okay. I'll do a little bit big and then gradually trim it, Right, back in a bit. Hello, look, I've clamped it in place, clamped the sill in place. I've trimmed that piece of metal down. It still needs another bit of a skim, but it's got the idea there. The idea is there. It's better than that thin piece. And I've kind of got a little tab that goes up the back of this piece. So what I'll probably do is drill a hole in this piece and then plug weld into that, and that will help attach the end of the sill. I've got to make preparations for welding it on. I'll use the screws temporarily to hold it and then weld it. But that's enough for today's session. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's okay. It's okay. So I need to paint inside the sill, paint inside the inner sill, and prepare for a weld at the back there, and then finalise what I want to do along there. I don't think I'm going to weld it. I think I am going to screw it, but I have got some extra heavy duty screws and things much bigger than those ones that I've got. They're used on Land Rovers for holding the front wings on the Land Rovers. So, and they're like a 5/16 bolt and a heavy duty spire clip. So I think I'll use 4 of those along there, the little weld at the back. It'll be welded in there where that joins. It'll be welded all along the bottom and all along the door there. And I might try and get a couple of welds. Kind of around the back of this lip, onto the lip that sticks out on the inner piece that I made there. So I'm not explaining it very well. So yeah, so I've got to plan my sill welding now. Okay. Righto. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it, getting this piece on? Okay. Hopefully by this time tomorrow this will all be welded on. Blimey, quite a job. Okay. Take care then, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then, bye. Hello, I'm getting ready to fit my sill. I've gone along here and I've welded up where the holes were, where I drilled for the clips. So they're all welded up. It isn't perfect under there, but it's okay. I've painted all along the inner sill. And that's just weld through primer on the very bottom part. So I'm hoping I can spot weld along there. Yeah, so let's hope that goes okay. Here's my sill. I've painted it all on the inside. It's got weld through primer down that flange there. I've painted it under there on that side. This is bare metal. So these are my original holes along here that I drilled, plus some extras that I've put halfway between, so I've got extras there. And I've got 4 holes at the back that will be bolted. It will be bolted, 4 bolts there, there, there and there. And then I'll have a little weld here, and I might have a weld in here depending how it goes. I might be able to get the spot welder in there like that. I just don't know. So that's got weld through primer on it, as has that part down there. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is if this piece is down at this area here, I can put something in and bend it up like that, but I'm limited if I need to do that further down here. But if necessary, I will drill a couple of holes further down here to allow me to lever up this to make it fit nice and flush. And when I've offered it in place, I will clean the paint off this area here where the welds have to go. Those are my larger clips in place there. Those are the Land Rover ones. So I'm going to try the bolts in there first, make sure that they go in okay. Okay, righto. I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Okay, pardon me. the rear end of the sill is fitted. The bolts have all been tightened up, but then I've loosened them off again, just so that I can kind of check alignments. It's not bad. I've put a clamp there, and this, if I push it in a little bit, kind of fits there. So what I'm hoping I'm going to do is get a plug weld there and a plug weld there, and then what I might do is put a screw in every other one or something and weld in between, and then take the screws out and you know, just do the best I can really. Okay, yeah, that just needs to be pulled a little bit like that. And I'll clean this area under here and weld it on. Okay, back in a bit then. Oh yeah, these screws here aren't just normal screws. They're a 5/16 Acme thread bolt with a heavy duty spire clip underneath. And there's the spire clip. I'll just show you the ones I had before. Those are the ones I had before, and these are the ones that I've actually used. You can see they're much more heavy duty. And there's the bolt. And can't find the screw. These are the screws I was going to use, and those are the bolts that I have used. So you can see it's a much, and these are what they use on Land Rovers to hold the front wings on, and various other things. Okay, so there are those bolts, and the washers are clamping this panel down to the sill. So that's okay. Well, in my mind it's okay. Some people will say not, but no, I'm going with that. Yeah, so I think I need to get this row of welds along here, don't I? Really, that's where that's what I need to do. Okay, righto. Leave it with me then, because it's a bit tricky. I'll treat each one as an individual job and get them done the best I can. Okay, back in a bit then. Hello. I've got a series of plug welds all the way along here. And as you can see, I've got the original screw holes plus one in between each one. I was able to come through here with a clamp, and here and there with a clamp. Here it touched anyway, and somewhere here maybe this one, that one, yeah, that one, I put a screw in. And then I was able to do the thing where I take this bar and I lean on it, on that bit, with my shoulder while welding down there. I just pushed it down. These were okay actually. I had to just push these down gently. But it all went okay. You can't just go zip, 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 because each one has to be clamped differently to the previous one. But that's on nice and solid now. Okay. I went in and put a plug weld there so that the end of the sill is attached to the quarter panel repair. And I'm just now contemplating what I need to do along the bottom end. I think I need to drill a couple of plug weld holes, but that's okay because there's a little bit of flex. I can bring the sill away just a little bit to get that drilled. Okay, yeah, I'm pleased with my progress. It's looking good. This area here, you know, flows quite nicely from one bit to the other. Bear in mind there was no shape at all in this. I put all that shape in myself. This bit here needs a little bit of trimming, but I think that's okay. I think it's okay. I'd like to see a car, you know, that is as it came off the production line, to see how off I am with my angles and things. There's actually quite a lot of curvature in the sill that you don't tend to take account for. But anyway, that's what I've got to right now. So yeah, I'll do my spot welds where I can, and then I'll have to plug weld where the old screw holes are, and I'll probably have to back it up with the copper pipe. So that's a bit of an unknown. Okay, righto. I will bring you back when there's more to show. Okay, I don't know if you can see anything different, but what you ought to be able to see from there forward being that way, is 2 spot welds in between each of the screw holes, and that goes all the way to the front there. What I didn't show, maybe you ought to be able to see, I made like a small drain channel. There's one there, and there's one down there as well. So obviously I had to avoid those with the spot welds. Haven't done these yet because I can't spot weld between there and about, where is it? Here somewhere. I can't spot weld between there and there, so I've got to plug weld. And I've got to clean up the metal at the back from here to about where that clamp is there, to get 2 more in there, maybe 2 here as well. I'll try and get 2 there. But here is where that piece is welded on the back, and I can't spot weld 3 pieces. I might try, but I don't think I can. I wouldn't trust it anyway. I'd rather do the plug welds. Okay, so I need to get 4 more spot welds on, so I'll clean the metal at the back and get those spot welds on. The spot weld machine is very, very heavy, really heavy, and it's quite a struggle to lift it up and get it on there, but you know, I do it. It just takes a bit of thought about how you're lifting it. Maybe I'll put the thing on the tripod. Should I put the camera on the tripod? Ugh! Actually, I invented a slightly better method then by leaving the welder clamped up and then preparing the next bit and then just moving it over instead of lifting it down and lifting it up. Like, you know, if you're doing this all day every day, you'd develop better techniques, wouldn't you? But that's okay. All these need to be plug welded now. So I'll get those prepared and I'll plug weld those. It's going to be a little bit difficult because there's hole, you know, like that's a hole right the way through, for instance. But, you know, there are spot welds now in between as well, so it's all going to be nice and strong. Okay, righto. Hopefully then, when I bring you back, it'll be all fully done. Right, here we go, look. There's all the plug welds there. Those are plug welds, and those from there are plug welds filling in the holes that were there for the screws. So all these had to have the piece of copper behind. A lot of people have commented saying, oh, use some copper behind. I actually do that. I do that, so thanks for the suggestion, but I do actually do that. So those are all plug welded using the copper behind. So what does that mean? Well, that means the sill is welded on. It's not too late in the evening at all, so I'll put my ear defenders on and my eye protection glasses, and I will grind all this row of welds down and the row of welds inside the door as well. Get it all looking ship shape. Okay, a lot of hard work gone into that sill, to be honest, and a lot of work around here and on the inside and there behind the front of the front wing as well. That area there took a lot of work, but I think the whole thing of the wing, the sill, the blending of the sill to the wing, which I can still tweak a little bit, to be honest, and then the flaring of the sill and the blending of it to the wheel arch, I think that's come out pretty well. Plus you've got a little filler piece on the inside there as well. I actually haven't welded down there. I'm going to decide what I want to do. I might just leave it as it is and put some sort of seam sealant on it. I might see if the spot welder will go around actually and just put a couple of spot welds down there. See if that works. Yeah, I might do that. I'll clean that paint off there, this dribble of paint, and see if the spot welder will go down there and put a couple of spot welds on, just so I can say that it's attached. And it has got a little plug weld there on it. There's a little tab sticking up on the lower part. Okay, so I will have a go at that, I think. Okay, so there's a couple of things I need to do. Then I want to grind them and maybe have a go at that. I will bring you back when I've concluded the job. Back in a bit then. Cheers. I'm lying on my back by the side of the car, chilling. I've just ground all those welds there. You can see the spot welds in between where the welds were. I've got this very bright light here. So yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. Got to decide how I'm going to paint this bit. I haven't done that bit there, and I haven't ground the door opening, but I was just looking at it from under here and I think it looks okay. Okay, righto, I'll get back up top side then and see what else I need to do. they're all ground off. I came round here to the back and I have kind of slimmed down that lower flange a bit with the grinder and kind of blended this a little bit here. So that looks okay, I think. Just need to get the belt sander in there and just take the frays off it. Or maybe the Noga tool might do that. Okay, yeah, not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. Oh yeah, I went in with the spot welder and put a couple of spot welds there. Trouble is, they've put dents in, but at least it showed it's put a weld there. That'll have to just have a little bit of filler in it now. Still, at least it's nice and solid. Right. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Well, there you go. That was quite a job, wasn't it? It would have been easier screwing it on. It takes quite a bit of while preparing all the screw attachments, but it would have been easier. But I think the fact that I laid myself open to sort of international disapproval by suggesting that shows that there's a strong feeling that no, it shouldn't be screwed on. One or two people felt it would be okay. I'm leaning the other way now. No, now that I've welded it, I think it's pretty good. You know, it's the correct way, isn't it? I'm going to call it good at that then. So that's a little bit of closure on this job. I'm not going to put red paint on it because, you know, I don't really want to use brush paint, do I? Although I have done there, but you know, hey, yeah. So I'm not going to paint it yet. I'll think about how I'm going to paint it and how I'm going to paint other body repairs, and then I'll do them all in the same way. A long and not stressful job. A long job that's took a lot of hard work and you know, attention to detail. Lots of attention to detail around here. Shame I've messed it up by doing that, but hey, what are you going to do? We're all on a learning curve, aren't we? There we go, there's 100E, got the new sill on this side. That's actually, dare I say it, I don't know if it is finished along this side now, but you know, it's got to be close to finished, doesn't it? Just think there's all the other side to do yet though. Lovely. Okay. Anyway. Okay. Thanks a lot for joining me in the garage then. Take care and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers then. Bye.